Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back, and some of you for the first time, to the Full Sport Press Podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I'm J Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What's up, man? What y'all doing?
Coach Light back in the building. Say what's up, Cal.
What's good, fellas? Everybody all right?
Yeah, man. Trying to make it. Trying to make it, for sure.
No, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Episode 319. We're bringing back Hot Topics, the show about nothing but hot topics, Volume 3, going through the hottest sports news of the past week.
FSP style.
Always FSP style.
Better damn know it.
And you better damn believe it, man. Let's kick it off. Best of the week, Jeff. What you got?
Man, best of the week. We kind of talked about it in pre-production, but this is FSP Mad League, man. It's draft night was last night. You know, the Bills did okay. My Bills did okay.
Hey, Jeff, I don't mean to cut you off.
Okay, go ahead.
You did. You had a really good draft, dog. I literally told AB that. I said, man, Jeff, you killed it. You went and got Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah.
My guy. You got Jalen Hurts as your backup quarterback.
Yeah.
He's going to play. He's going to have to play.
We putting in special packaging for him, pause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't pick him for nothing. We didn't draft him for nothing. So,
There we go. Oh, for sure.
But no, it was a good fun time. Seeing a lot of people GM work look a little shady in the light. You know, I'm not gonna call them out. You know, had a lot of picks.
Did y'all just hear in pre-production when he said nothing was going on, and then now when we cut the camera?
I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about people who had a lot of picks that didn't look great with their picks. Is what I'm saying. You know, they didn't look like they knew what they would. They didn't have a plan going into the draft. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's when you trade up late and you don't really put a plan together.
Yeah. Like I knew I couldn't get what I wanted in the first round. I traded out in the first round. I knew I couldn't get what I wanted, but it came in other ways.
Hey, Jeff.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Jeff. This draft had me feeling like a for real GM because I'm looking like, because this guy's on my list and this guy's on my list. I literally traded to get a cornerback of the future. Did not happen for me, man. Did not happen for me. So, nah, fun time. Yeah, for sure. Jeff, you hell, man. But hey, let me tell you, Jeff will slide you some dust, man. Hey, ain't nothing like that, dude. Weezy, what you got, buddy?
My best of the week, man. I just found out that Sonic, man, is bringing back the cake batter shake, and that's everything to me. That man, I put up the Sonic yesterday, and I seen that cake batter shake come across the thing, and I lost my mind.
I was on the phone with you.
I sure was. It's listen. I'm a milkshake connoisseur. This cake batter shake from Sonic is top 10. Top 10.
Now we use the same person in our group text. In our group chat talking about people eating McDonald's shakes and Wendy's shakes and all that, then you cap it for Sonic.
Yeah. This is a limited edition shake. I'm trying to tell you, limited edition shake. They take it away every now and then. This shake is good. It's extremely sweet, but tastes like real cake batter. And I just take it, to each his own. But I like.
Hey, Weezy, as the workout guru of the FSP podcast, don't lose everything you've worked for with these shakes.
I know. I'm doing good too.
Doing great.
I bought me medicine ball this week. I'm doing good.
Okay.
All right.
What you got, Coach?
Man, I got a former Boston Red Sox pitcher, David Price, man. He's giving every minor league player in the Los Angeles Dodgers farming system $1,000 out of his own pocket because the minor league season is going to be canceled. That's going to be roughly about 200 players. So, this is a really big deal for two reasons, because minor leagues already don't make a lot of money. So they're going to be losing all this money. The last time they got paid was in May, and they were getting $400 a week. So it's not going to quite be that full $1,200 that they were getting, but it's going to be $1,000. It's better than nothing. And the other thing is David Price hasn't even pitched for the Dodgers yet. He hasn't even played in that system, and he's still doing this for their minor league. So I thought that was real big and real big deal for David Price.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Vanderbilt's own David Price.
Hometown kid, too. Okay,
Yeah.
Smyrna, Tennessee.
Smyrna,
On
Tennessee. My best of the week is quarterback speaking out, man. Joe Burrow, Carson Wentz, both speaking out on the killing of George Floyd. And I respect this because we wait on superstar quarterbacks to speak out, and they never do. We need more people of that ilk, of that position, of that race, for sure, just to speak out, man, because I'm just going to go ahead and say, man, personally, like, I know Luka Doncic isn't from the United States, but he's around the culture enough to see how much this can affect people. Of course, you need your Tom Brady's, Tiger Woods, sad to say. Until they speak out, it'll be a different situation. Just like Coach Locke's guy, D. Wade said, justice will not be served to those unaffected or as outraged as those who are. So shout out to Carson Wentz. Shout out to Joe Burrow. Shout out to Paige Buchers, the #1 player, high school basketball, women's side. Man, it's dope seeing that. Man, we need more people like him.
For sure. Most definitely.
Worst of the week, man. What you got, Weezy?
Well, my worst of the week, it happened maybe about an hour ago. I was not able to buy, a shoe that I have a bank account full of money for, and I was not able to get the shoe. And it makes no sense that you have a bank account full of money with 2 or 3 credit cards and you can't buy the shoe. I don't get it. I just don't understand it. I don't want to hear no stop, please. That's too much. I don't understand it. You have, you work hard to get a shit ton of money and you can't buy the shoe.
Let them know then, Weezy. My boy doubled down with it.
Ooh.
2 times.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Man.
All right.
Yeah.
Jeff, what you got?
I can't follow that. I was a little upset I didn't get the same pair of shoes this morning either, but sheesh. You won, Weezy. Nah, I ain't got nothing, Jay, today.
Move right along to Coach Locke. What you got?
Man, of course we know what's going on. We don't speak on that. We've talked about that. It's a shame what's going on with that. That's by far my worst of the week, but for the sake of the show, kind of in the same realm though, but when Amy Cooper called a cop on a black man for attacking her in the park, straight up lying, saying that a black man is about to attack her in the park, she called 911, all because she was in the wrong. She was in a park in New York, in Central Park, walked with her dog, but the dog wasn't on a leash, and the area they were in is an area where people go to watch birds. And a black man was there watching the birds, and he saw her with her dog, and her dog was just roaming around. All he asked her to do was just respect the rules, and can you please put your dog on a leash? And she went off on a tangent and straight up lied, called the police, and said a black man was attacking her when he was nowhere near her. So, with all the things that's going on, there's situations like this, why people are doing what they're doing right now. So that was my worst of the week.
Yeah, man. That's worse. Easy. I think that's everybody's worst for sure. It's a collective worst. My worst of the week is definitely bring a little laughter to kind of set things back. Reelville Championship. Shout out to Bryant. I know that he is listening. Took an L in the Reelville Championship Super Bowl. Super Bowl, man. It was rough to watch. Word to the wise: do not play a head-to-head game during a peak hour on EA servers, because in turn, it's Jeff, and I would laugh because Jeff was like, man, I can't throw the ball. I'm trying to hike the ball. I can't hike the ball. And I was like, man, he just needs to get internet service. No. It is the server. So there's peak hours. Me and Jeff play week 1. Jeff, I will not be playing you at a peak hour at all, because that was the worst situation ever, man. People were lateraling balls. Man, I threw 4 picks, man. And I'm trying to throw the ball. People wide open. I can't even throw the ball, man. So, shout out to Parham, our original Reelville Madden champion for sure, man.
And you threw 3 of the 4 were bad picks, though.
3. Oh, no, 3. 3 of them were 100% not even my fault. Now, was for sure. But
Yeah, that
man,
last,
and I still lost by what, 3, 4?
Yeah, you lost that last one though. I don't know. That might have been you. That last one
was 100. But now let me tell you, on the hype though, the game froze up and then I'm rolling out. So and that's why I threw that pick. The one that is my fault 100% is the one I threw to the left in the flat. That was my fault.
That was rough.
2021, Lock, we hopping in the Madden tournament, man. 2021.
2021 is about to start. They just did a draft for a week.
Did the draft last night.
Well, 2022. 2022.
Good season and all, though, man, for sure, man. Stat of the week. Shout out to Bryce for this fine. NFL players receiving stats while over the age of 40 are sorted by receiving yards. Number 3, Brett Favre, 1 reception for -2 yards. Tom Brady, 1 reception for -6 yards. And number 1, can anybody guess? A receiver over the age of 40.
Most receiving yards?
Yeah.
Jerry Rice?
100%. 161 receptions for 2,000 yards and 10 touchdowns at over the age of 40. Shout out to Bryce for that find. The GOAT. I always say he's the GOAT, and people don't really understand as to why. And I understand why, because he put a piece of chicken in a face mask. So
it definitely knocked him back a few slots for sure.
100%.
It then had the chicken all over his face with the grease.
Yeah.
It took a picture.
Yeah, he did. So on that note, we're just gonna move right along. So make sure y'all check us out on iTunes, Facebook, IG, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of episodes from FSP. How do you do that? Just search Full Sport Press Podcast. After you do that, make sure you go check out the On Day TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Bound and Spike Lee. Every Wednesday, the latest issue is up, the 7th anniversary mailbag episode. Were you guys able to check that one out?
100%, man. Shout out to the guys. 7 years of doing anything is a huge, huge deal. Shout out to those guys, man. 100%. Checked it out, man. Some really great questions.
Some
FSP. Too. Yeah, some wild questions. Most definitely, man. Shout out to those guys, man. That's a huge deal. Speaking of a huge deal, Fresher Than Your Average podcast. Me and my dog Animal Brown, the self-help fashion podcast, directly related to improving everyday fashion. We had an IG live show going through our favorite Jordan brand sneakers related to The Last Dance. You can check that out right now on the FTYA page. The entire episode is available directly for the culture. Where your kicks, man? Copper sponsor.
Great show, man. Make sure y'all get AB some penicillin or something.
Ooh.
You know, he out here licking on shoes like Fat Joe, man. This ain't the time to be licking on shoes, man. Dead stocker, you know, this ain't the time.
That boy brought out 3 dead stocks. I said, ooh.
That's a good show, man. They was flexing last night. That was a big flex show.
That was the only shoes I got, man.
Loaded dicks,
not the only shoes I got. I don't got any other shoes.
My boy hit him with the flex too. Oh, yeah, these come out tomorrow. As he's holding.
These come out tomorrow. I had them for a minute. You know what I mean? You know, had to pull a couple strings early.
Yeah.
But he got the major flex.
They're gonna OBOs, but you know they can get confused with the New York teams. But just let you know they got the, you know what I'm saying, this the back of them. I said, okay.
The flex about the Jays though is saying he got them early when we're not going anywhere right now. So he still got them early. Did not go anywhere, and he's not gonna wear them until like next year sometime.
Jeff, you got 10 good wrestling seconds.
Oh, there you.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I laughed so hard about that coach. I'm like, why did he get him early? We're not going nowhere.
That's true.
But nah, 10 good wrestling. I'm ready to go, man.
Start the clock, man.
Oh, goodness. All right, so somehow, well, the WWE has figured out how to have fans in the crowd.
Wow.
Yeah. So they took a page from the AEW, and what they're doing is wrestlers who are not in the current match and are just in the building, because WWE is essential workers in Florida, are the crowd now. So to give people who are missing the crowd aspect of chance and, you know, just being interactive, now you have other wrestlers and developmental wrestlers and people who are in the building as, you know, working out or whatever, are now considered the crowd. So there's more way they work around it, and it's definitely helped with the experience by taking closer camera angles and camera shots. It feels like there's an actual people. Now, mind you, they're not in the arenas and 30,000 seat arenas anymore. They're in their performing arts center. So it's like at a basketball court, a ring in a basketball court. So it's 10, 20 people there, but it looks like way more how they're shooting. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, man. Shout out to wrestling. Go ahead, my bad.
When we talked about this before, we have a wrestling podcast started called 808s and Chair Shots. The first episode will be available on June 13th. That is the weekend of the next WWE pay-per-view. Shout out to Neek. We got everything squared away. So weekend of June 13th, we'll be out there for y'all. Be on the lookout for that. Be good to go.
Me. New podcast. Me. Go, man. For sure. Now, tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
That the Revolution will be podcasted. And before we get started with the first half, Weezy, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios award recipient for the listeners?
I do. This week's award recipient is a Twitter user named Lexi.
That's right. That's right. Twitter user Lexi Sills went on Twitter and started a campaign to get Mac McGlung to commit to Texas Tech. Uh-oh. She tweeted, and I quote, "If Mac commits to Texas Tech, I will give everyone that like this post $5. Well, that post went viral and got 25,000 retweets. Spoiler alert. Do some quick math on that, Coach. Mac McGlung signed with Texas Tech the day after over UNC, Wake Forest, Auburn, and Memphis. Lexi quickly deleted her account. Reparations are due, Lexi. We looking for you. We need those $5. FSP, we put in that retweet, so we need that. We need some on that. Sure.
Was it 25,000?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's rough there.
No, that's bad math, Coach.
No, I'm saying it was 25,000.
Oh, 25,000. Yeah. No, for sure. Oh, yeah. I thought.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, goodness, that's about what 125 racks.
Yeah, something crazy. Yeah, close to it for sure. Did you guys know that Mac McGlung's cousin is the rapper Riff Raff? First cousin.
You know that.
Did not know that, but makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. Well,
125,000 though, for sure.
125,000. Yeah, man. So Lexi, where you at? We need those reparations. $5. We got to pay for some stuff here at FSP, man. You definitely like that retweet.
Send that 25 to FSP, man.
100%, man. Weezy, what we sending this out on?
We send snail mail.
Snail mail for that?
Yeah.
That's something light. Yeah,
I ain't gonna use my Prime for that.
Yeah, because we had people out here, you know, on people's moms. And, you know, that yellow box of Cheerios getting crazy. So stuff like that, you're right. We can snail mail that thing.
Yeah,
and then Weezy has a whole bunch of money and 3 credit cards, apparently. So, I mean, why we tripping on $5 for?
Plenty in the account. Plenty, you know.
Also a great point. You guys ready to get started the first half?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
The first half is underway.
First half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press Podcast. Before we get started, I am J Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
I'm Weezy. What do you do?
It's your man, Coach Locke.
Locke, where can they find you on social media, my brother?
Man, nothing has changed. Locke _the_great. That's THA on Twitter and IG.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Jeff?
J Easley 84 across all social media platforms.
It's fat. Where you at, Weezy?
I'm FSP_Weezy on IG, and I'm at How Weezy on Twitter. Holla at me.
Yeah, you are. 100%. And I'm J Hove on Instagram and Twitter. Have a conversation with me on Twitter. My mentions been pretty light, so I mean I gotta ramp some up, man. You know what I mean? People been nice to me this week. I got used to being the villain, Jeff. I turned heel. I got used to it. LeBron, the one that he couldn't take being the villain. I think I was all right with the villain.
I'm just glad they eased off for you a little bit. It was rough for you for that 1 week.
Yeah, it was rough. And it's youtube.com/Full Sport Press. You can check out the entire simulcast here. Make sure that you go in and subscribe. Give us some likes. We got the giveaway coming in June, so stay ahead of the game on that. Let's kick it off, man. NFL talk. The Chiefs have officially started the process, getting a long-term deal done with quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Now, many have suggested he'll be the first player to crack right around $40 million per year for the Chiefs. The process of getting Mahomes committed through 2026 is the main priority of the entire franchise. Is Patrick Mahomes worth $40 million per year, guys?
Yes, he is, for sure. If all the accolades he has, MVP, Super Bowl, this early in his career, if he's not worth it, who is? You know, he's a instant offense, especially with the things that are around him. He can do a lot of things that a lot of quarterbacks can't do. So at the end of the day, we've seen that majority of the time, you're not going to go too far if you don't have a pretty good quarterback. So he deserves it. I'm all for giving him the money.
I second what Locke says, man. You come in, your third year in the league, your first year you didn't play, second year you win MVP, and your third year you win Super Bowl MVP. Pay the man.
Pay the man. Just give him the checkbook. Whatever you want. Just take it. Just leave a little money so we can pay other people, but you get whatever you want. You deserve it.
You mentioned this last week, Jeff, that Pat Mahomes is going to break the bank when his time is due. I really think that Pat is going to be paid exactly what he wants, but I think he'll take a pay cut, man, because they will be in salary cap hell if they give him $40 a year. They need to meet in the middle, right around 33. Mahomes made it clear that he wants to leave enough money on the table to get players around him. Those Super Bowl that we spoke on earlier, the MVPs won't happen if you don't have players around you. So, but this deal will set the table for Dak, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson. So, I think we have to get ready for Pat Mahomes to shock the world. I think he's smart enough to make that decision.
And he's young enough. He's, this is year 3, right? Going into year 4, excuse me. So he's young enough to where if he takes the pay cut for this deal here and keeps his play somewhat close to that, now he's not gonna have a great season like that second year all the time or Super Bowl MVPs. But as long as he maintains top 5 QB in the league, they'll give him good faith money on the third deal, excuse me, towards the end of his career, give him the big boy signing bonus and things like
that. 100%.
I got a question. How by getting Patrick Mahomes, how long did it prolong Andy Reid's coaching career?
Oh, it gave him at least another 3 years.
5?
Easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Easily. Especially with all the weapons that he has around him. Like Jay mentioned earlier, we know Andy Reid is a great offensive coach. He can just put in things you don't really see, unorthodox plays, and he's just gonna, like you said, prolong his career even longer. He's gotten over that hump because the knock was he can't win the Super Bowl. Now he's got that off his back. So now it's just he can just go out there and coach with ease now.
House money. All right, let's move on to a sport we don't talk about a lot on FSP. The National Hockey League announced this week they plan on returning to play the rest of their 2019-2020 season. So here's what's going to happen. They got a couple of modified changes to their format, highlighted by they're going to have 24 teams will return to play, and they're going to vie for Lord Stanley's Cup in 2 hub cities. So we're going to do like this. The regular season is done. Don't even worry about that. So instead of having to play in for those 8 spots and 7 spot positions, 24 teams are going to resume play, top 12 from each conference, and they're going to fight out for the Stanley Cup at the end of July. Is this a big deal or small deal for sports guys?
I think this is huge, man. The NHL will be on center stage. It's something that they usually aren't used to. Usually by the time that the NHL playoffs come on, baseball's rolling. Of course, the NBA is in full swing, and you have people preparing for NFL training camps, all that situation. So, yeah, man, no, this is going to be huge. The thing is, the way that their teams are constructed is going to kind of not benefit some of your good teams. But at the same time, if you're hockey fans, you're just happy to see 24 teams and getting some residuals in your hockey life because, man, hockey has never been on a stage like this, and it's going to be really great for hockey.
Especially with you're adding 8 more teams that would typically be in your playoff because normally they only take 8 from each side. So you only have 16, so that you're going to have 24 now is going to give you more teams and more chance to see more hockey for sure. And then you're going to have more games. So that's a big deal for the NHL in itself, just being able to put more teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I congratulate hockey. They took a step and they made a decision. They're going forward with it through this whole, and I think that's what means the most during this whole coronavirus. Even with the big companies like Amazon, they didn't take a step back. They said, "Well, all right, we're going to do this and roll with it," and then make that man trillions of dollars. Football didn't take a step back. We're gonna roll with the draft, keep going, everything going, and they're still making money. At the end of the day, we gotta have sports. We gotta have sports. They got these players have a job, and this is the first time I think players really feel like, man, shit, we got a job. We gotta go out there and play to make money. Like it ain't just like, all right, man, I play hockey or I play football. They gotta work. You know what I'm saying? To get these checks, and this is how it is.
Yeah, I agree. So moving on, Forbes released their annual list of highest paid athletes like they always do. And we have a different woman sitting atop the list, not named Serena Williams. Who is it that you ask? It's Naomi Osaka, young tennis player, 22 years old. She brought in $37.4 million this past year, which broke the record previously held by who? Serena Williams. Now, Naomi was 29th overall on this list, who was led overall at number 1 by Roger Federer, who had $106 million brought in 1 year. Are you surprised that Naomi was the one that was top of this list when it comes to female athletes?
No, not at all. I mean, she's marketable. She's young. You know, she's dating a rapper right now. So, in turn, a lot of the things that move the needle, she's doing all of that. The young girl not the one that dates my guy. That's a soccer player. What's the other girl, man? The young girl from Baltimore. I forgot her name. But anyway, Naomi Osaka, man, is in a situation where she can capitalize off it and kind of pick up where Serena left off, and also Maria Sharapova. The thing is, she has to win, though. Like Sharapova not winning, Sharapova made so much money just because, you know, she was the it girl, tall, beautiful not soccer player, but a tennis player. But at the same time, now you have Osaka coming in and can do that. She just win. She doesn't win matches, a lot of championships, things of that nature. If not, it'll be lost in the sauce.
It's a big year. just to start off with.
You're talking about Coco Gauff. That's her name.
Yeah, Coco. Yeah, Coco from Atlanta, right?
So it's Coco
from Atlanta.
Yeah, Coco. Yeah, Coco is from
Atlanta. But that's a big year to start off with for Osaka. Shout out to YB and Corday. Hey, I see you, boy. I see you. So I would say I'm gonna leave it alone after that.
Hey, he better keep her close. And what he needs to do, he needs to drop that YBN shit that he got going on.
He got to get rid of them.
He got to get rid of them. You got to get rid of those guys. Cut the fat meat, YBN. Cut the fat meat.
You and your lady at this point.
Hey, like we talked about last week. You know, sometimes as you get up higher, you know, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, stay cool with your people. Be like, hey, I can't take you over here all the way.
Her DM's popping. I know that. Her DM's is popping.
No,
yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Okay, we gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move on. Okay, so Rip Hamilton was appearing on the All the Smoke podcast this week. That's his podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. That's a good listen if you got time to check that out. See your favorite players and very open and candid atmosphere, I'm gonna say. Rip Hamilton believes that his Pistons, during their magical run when they won their one championship, he believes those Pistons would have won 3 championships if they would have drafted Carmelo Anthony and not Darko. Quick history lessons for people who don't remember what went down for the Darko Milicic pick. The Pistons were coming off a 50-win season and appearance in the Eastern Conference Championship. Made a trade, got Oldestorp out of there. Somehow got an unprotected draft pick, and it was the number 2 pick in the draft, I believe. Yeah, number 2 pick in the draft. Chad Ford, then writing for ESPN, was just taken aback by Darko, saying he was a once-in-a-lifetime talent. You've never seen a player run the floor as Darko did, played the 3-4 or the 5, and the Pistons and Joe Dumars bit the apple. and did not draft the generational talent that is Carmelo Anthony. And as you see, that Pistons run stopped after one championship and a second finals appearance. Now, guys, do you believe Rip Hamilton in his way of saying that the Pistons may have won at least 3 chips if they would have drafted the great Carmelo Anthony?
When you initially hear this, it sounds crazy. But like you said, if you think about it, they beat the Lakers 4-1 in 04. They went right back in 05 and lost to the Spurs 3-4. So if you got Melo on that team, he might be able to sway that one game. You never know. So that could be 2 right there. Now, 3's pushing it. You know, that next year in 06, they lost in the conference finals to the Heat 2-4. And then the following year, in 07, they lost to the Cavs in the conference finals 2-4. So it's not as crazy as it sounds when you first hear it if you look at what they did and if you put Melo on those teams. Mostly, I would say they probably would have won 2, though. I don't know if they would have 3-peated, but I could see them beating the Spurs in 05 if you have Melo on their team instead of Darko.
I don't think he was telling a lie at all. You get a young Melo right there. When Melo was being Melo, and he could come on that team and be free. And he had to be no leader or nothing on that team and just shoot the ball and get his buckets. He already had a leader in Rasheed Wallace, and he had a leader in Chauncey Billups, and he had they had a good system, and they had all Melo had to do was go shoot the ball and not play defense. That's an extra score. I don't think. And then by the time that was when LeBron James was trying to figure it out, to go to the low block, get high percentage shots, they would definitely won 3 chips.
You got to remember, this is when Melo took his team in Denver to the playoffs his rookie year, right, in the Western Conference. Melo was a dog. This is before the league changed to the open format that it is right now, positionless basketball. When you had players like Melo then that could get a bucket on whoever was in front of them, that was at a premium. Like Melo, he gets crapped on right now because of how the league looks at him. But young Melo, Braids Melo, Denver Melo, that was something to watch, man. And you get to have that guy as as somebody as just an add-on. He doesn't have to be the guy to do anything every night. You put that in Detroit, and then you can move Tayshaun to the bench and run with the second unit as a defender and can play, and then maybe in clutch moments as well. And that could have been amazing to watch, but they overthought it.
Here's the thing. I think 100% the narrative would have been different about LeBron James and Melo. There's no way that those Bron teams beat that Detroit team. There's no way, because it's so many players on that one team. You can kind of let people's careers go out the way that they want to go to. Chauncey wouldn't have to shoot the ball as much. Rip wouldn't have to shoot the ball as much. And you got Rasheed down there is in a different situation. At the time when Rasheed was playing, Rasheed was a top 5 power forward, center, whatever position he played for them in the entire NBA. And everybody, I know people listen saying Melo doesn't play defense. Before Rip Hamilton got to Detroit, he didn't play any defense. Chauncey Billups didn't play any defense in Boston or Minnesota, wherever the hell he was at. That team made people play defense, and I think Melo would have transitioned and played that type of defense that Tayshaun was playing, but not at the level of Tayshaun. Tayshaun was top 5 defender in the entire NBA, but Melo would have been a different narrative of Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James. And I think that is what we were robbed of, for sure.
Yeah. It'd have been a whole different Melo. He's coming into a team full of leaders, full of people with experience. Yeah. Instead of going to a team where he had to be the leader, had to be experienced.
Yeah. Ben Wallace was the person that came out and said that we were fine with the team we got. They were. And they contended for a long time. But as far as going further, their careers going further, Carmelo Anthony would have been a perfect addition instead of Darko Milicic, for sure.
It was a bad pick.
Oh, man. You guys ready to get started with halftime, man?
Let's go, man.
Okay.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime, in case you missed it. Kobe Bryant, man. It was the year 2002. During the NBA Finals, Kobe Bryant has made himself some unexpected enemies. Supposedly, Weezy, a New Jersey mob tried to give the late Lakers legend food poisoning right before the finals. Now, the rumor came out that a LA talk show revealed apparently people kept calling the hotel after the rumor got out to ask about a burger. A burger, you ask? Kobe Bryant ordered a bacon cheeseburger from a Sacramento Hyatt hotel. That night, the hotel delivered 1,700 dishes, which included 300 hamburgers. Now, Lakers trainer Gary Vitti apparently was firm that the poison was in the burger. As per Vitti, Bryant started vomiting and had diarrhea for 6 hours after he ate that burger. Vitti said that he actually wanted to eat Mexican, but ended up canceling that because he didn't want to fall sick. So he added that surely the New Jersey mob was behind the poison burger. Yeah. Well, whoever tried to mess up Bryant surely fell flat on their face. The Lakers crushed the Brooklyn Nets in that matchup. Bryant must have used the principles from his Mamba mentality. He went on to average 27 in a 4-game sweep against the Nets. Good try, not good enough for Kobe Bryant, 100%.
Yeah, I totally believe that story. I totally believe that.
Please, let me ask you. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I thought you were done.
I had some experience like that. I remember when the Rams came here a couple years ago, and they stayed at the Omni Hotel, right? My bad. They stayed at the Omni Hotel.
Somebody tell this story.
Hey, you ain't supposed to tell this story, dog.
Yeah, they stayed at the Omni Hotel, and Todd Gurley had ordered some chicken wings, and they came out to the cafeteria. And this is when the Titans was doing really good, and the Rams was doing really good. Todd Gurley was having a crazy year, and they said, "Man, I'm gonna make these wings extra hot." I said, "No, let me make these wings. You're not gonna sabotage him like that. He's on my fantasy team too, by the way. You're not gonna sabotage him like that." And so so stuff like that happens for real. I totally believe that stuff like that happens.
Wow. Hey, man, that's the insight we talking about, Weezy. Yeah. There we go.
You pod. That's next level pod.
That's next level pod, bro. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Are y'all surprised with as much money these pro teams have that they don't travel with a personal chef and they don't make arrangements with these hotels saying, look, our own chef is going to cook food, going to be available 24 hours. So if a player wants something, they can just call their chef, but hey, I want this. He go down to the kitchen, he whip it up. That way you always avoid things like that. Are y'all surprised that we haven't seen a team come out and do something like this?
They do that now. They have to, because it was so many people that were getting food poisoning, getting sick in certain situations. That's why they lowered the price of per diem. So yeah, to answer that, they had to.
That does happen too a lot, because I mean it's gonna cost you a little bit more because you're gonna come. But anyways, because I remember when what's the boxer from Nashville? Caleb Plant. When he had his match at the Nashville, his personal chef came and worked in our kitchen to cook all his food. Sure did.
Makes sense. I'm surprised it took them this long to do that, to be honest, because they're not missing that money paying no personal chef. They got these teams got plenty of money. They're not gonna miss that, but putting one person to travel with the team all road games. They're not missing that little money. So I'm surprised it took them this long to actually do that.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was needed though, man. Shout out to Kobe Bryant. Push through that, man. Push through that. Still got that W.
It was never in doubt against that Nets team. Like,
I mean, but still, it don't matter, Jeff. Still have damn near 30. And people talk about those years like old Shaq's team. Kobe averaged damn near 30.
They didn't play nobody. They played Philly.
No, man. You guys ready to get started?
Team.
It was. How do you average 30?
Okay, Jay. All right.
He's sharing it.
No. He averaged 30 in the finals. I get that, but leading up to that, all through the season, all through the playoffs, that's Shaq's team.
He averaged 25 through that playoffs, Coach.
What's Shaq average?
I don't know.
More than 25. More than 25.
You guys ready to get started the second half?
Yeah, there we go.
The second half is underway.
Second half, we are doing more topics, man. This is volume 3. We're starting things off with some NFL talk. The NFL owners on Thursday approved an extension of their deal with Electronic Arts, continuing a relationship that existed over 30 years. It was also recently approved by the NFL Players Association. Now, the Madden franchise will continue to be a part of the gaming universe for at least the 6 years. The current contract was set to expire in 2021. That extension means that EA Sports will continue to be the league's exclusive publisher of simulation football games through 2026. The money equals out to be $1 billion for the owners and $500 million for the players. Is this a big deal, little deal, or no deal?
It's a huge deal. Yeah, it just keeps 2K Sports at bay another contract length. You know, they were trying their best to get into the game and, you know, see what they can do again. And nah, just stick with basketball. And try the best you can do. They ruined the WWE game, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, they ruined WWE game. 2K ruined that. But Madden is off limits. Well, NFL is off limits again to 2026.
Crazy. But the money that's coming in, we said $1 billion.
Yeah, $1 billion for the owners and $500 million for the players.
That's unheard of. That's crazy.
Madden saw its largest increase in gameplay, mainly due to the fact of the coronavirus. We notice now we have an entire Madden league that started up late April, early May, and now we're right into our second year into that Madden. They got to fix the damn servers. I know that. They got to fix the damn servers. But once they do that, man, Madden will come out early August with the first look of their game. Lamar Jackson will be the cover artist for sure.
Trust.
I don't see anybody ever taking over the NFL football other than Madden. It's just they continue to do it the right way. And like Jeff said, every time another company tries to do it, it's never enough. Like people always compare it to Madden, and it's not going to be enough. Like you know, you have the games to try to do the gimmick stuff, like when people made NFL Blitz and all those types of games. But I don't never see nobody taking over Madden anytime soon. I think Madden will always stay with the NFL because the NFL is used to it. They know the NFL knows they're going to do it the right way. I just don't see nobody or no game company taking over the NFL and being the go-to NFL game anytime soon. So with The Last Dance ending a few weeks ago, we still have sports outlets, including us, talking about The Last Dance, players giving their opinions about what's going on. Well, something has come up that has been mentioned on The Last Dance, but telling another side of the story. They have tape of Michael Jordan saying that he would not play if Isaiah Thomas played on the Dream Team. Now, Jordan adamantly on The Last Dance said he had nothing to do with that. He did say that he was not the only one that had problems with Isaiah Thomas, but he said that he did not be the person to say he was not going to be on the team if he played. Well, Jack McCullum released audio, and on the audio, it says, Rod Thorne called me, Jordan said. I said, Rod, I won't play if Isaiah Thomas is on the team. He assured me, he said, you know what? Coach Chuck Daly doesn't want Isaiah. So Isaiah is not going to be part of the team. Now, from that, we hear that also his own coach, Chuck Daly, didn't want him on the team. How big of a deal is this tape being released?
Man, hey, listen, tape's ruining a lot of shit. But time has basically been able to heal like a lot of feuds that we saw, Shaq and Kobe, even Magic versus Isaiah. But we assumed that this one, because Isaiah had came out and said, oh yeah, we've been friendly. But that was on one side. Mike never banged with dude. The entire NBA didn't bang with that dude. And you know how bad you got to be if your own coach is like, I don't want to coach this dude unless we in the NBA. So please keep him away. So in turn, it says more about Isaiah Thomas than it does about Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas just not a likable guy, y'all. He's just not. Jordan just don't like him. And if it was just Jordan alone, it'll make sense, but it's not. His own coach didn't want to coach with him, dude. And it's no, and I ain't gonna let Jordan. It's no secret. Jordan said he didn't want to play with that dude. Now, you know, I mean, he might be higher than now because it's 2020 and Twitter's around and Instagram's around. But Jordan said that he started. I'm not playing if he ain't playing. He didn't play. Period.
Here's the thing, and I'm going to take the whole other side on this. Jordan controlled the narrative. There was the only press that was able to go against Jordan was Sports Illustrated by saying he was bad at baseball. That was it. Back then, you didn't want to make Jordan mad because you wanted to keep Jordan coming to you, giving you stories, because he was the one that moved the needle. Those people Now Isaiah was an easy kicking, because he was the bad. They was the bad boy, the Pistons. They beat up on the Lakers. They beat up on the Celtics. They beat up on Mike. So if this same situation played out right now with the way the world works right now with 24/7 news cycles, this would have been debunked a long time ago because you would see Mike really was the jerk in all this. Mike really was the jerk in all this. Like,
come on, Jeff. Your own coach. We on a team. And you on, come on, man. And your own coach don't want to coach you?
That hasn't been confirmed. Because I read something right after. No, hear me out. I read something right after the Rod throwing tape leak that said Rod said that to ease Mike's concerns that when he wasn't the only one saying he didn't want to play with Isaiah. You see what I'm saying? If everybody, because there's two places in this world Isaiah can go and get treated like royalty. It's Chicago and Detroit. And so those places are saying this is horse crap. Like, no, it wasn't Chuck Davis saying he didn't want to coach him. It was dude saying that to ease Mike.
And what's crazy about it, once again, it's a person involved in this that we would never be able to hear from. Just like with Jerry Krause. We'd never be able to hear from him. We'll never be able to hear from Chuck Daly saying, validating if this is true or not, if he said it. So that's another bad thing. And also, now with this recording coming out, it's going to make people start feeling like, you know what, maybe Horace Grant isn't lying.
Yeah.
Maybe so-and-so isn't lying because the tape is saying totally opposite what Mike is saying. It's discrediting what Mike is saying. So it's going to be a lot of things now. People going to start saying, well, you know what, maybe Mike ain't telling the truth about all the stuff he's saying, which everybody knows he controlled the narrative of this story. We know that. He said that. We all know that. But it is going to make people start saying, maybe we need to check Mike a little more often.
Nobody check Mike. Nobody fact check Mike.
It's hard to check. It's hard. Michael Jordan is a jerk, and he's the best player in the world. So well, how you gonna deal with him? He get what he wants. He's the best player in the world, and he's a jerk. So what you take it or leave it? What you gonna do? You want the best player in the world on your team and a jerk, or not have the best player in the world on the team and let him be a jerk?
Now you're right, Weezy. Can't argue that. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
I'm done with it, man. And there's no way that your own coach you for 10 years, don't want to coach you in 92. There's no way. I've never seen it. There's no way. It's people that actually hate their coworkers in certain situations, and I get that. But, bro, there's no way that your coach is. Well, I would much rather coach Michael Jordan and the rest of these 11 basketball players, not my own player. No way.
That's just, again, what I read was Chuck never said that. That was just used to ease Mike. But, Mike played basketball. He also played baseball. Let's talk a little MLB. All right. MLB is trying to put together a new safety plan so they can bring the former national pastime, depending on who you ask, it might be football, back to the front lines. So now they're going to ban high fives, fist bumps, and spitting. If you're familiar with baseball, guys like to have their gum, their chew, or whatever, or their dip. And they can't have tobacco anymore. They're dipping stuff. But now you can't spit. All right. All right. So Colorado Rocky star Charlie Blackmon told Sports Illustrated, "I'm 100% going to spit. It's ingrained in my play. The way I play the game, whether or not I'm dipping or I'm chewing gum, I'm still going to spit. I have to occupy my mind, have to occupy my time. It's like putting me on autopilot." Guys, is the MLB still going to spit?
Yeah, they going to spit. You have people that have their pregame rituals. They have their rituals when they're going up the bat. You have players that are superstitious. They're going to chew sunflower seeds. They're going to spit sunflower seeds. They chew gum. They're going to spit. They outside. I understand why they're trying to do this because of all the corona and COVID-19. I get it. But if you have a player that their ritual is, while I'm walking up the bat, I have sunflower seeds, I spit them out right before I go in the bat, or after every pitch, I spit sunflower seeds, they're going to do that. Because in sports, as we know, when you have your ritual, if you're superstitious, you always will stick to that script no matter what's going on. You will stick to that.
Man, I think I think this is the MLB has dropped the ball during this whole pandemic, man. Like that game is easily can be played with social distancing. They should be playing, and to worry about spitting at a time like this is stupid. That's like telling basketball players don't wipe the bottom of your shoes, more to get good grip on the floor. It makes no sense. They're gonna spit. They're gonna spit, man. It happens. It happens. It's dumb.
What they're trying to do is have a restricted area for you to do that. So which in turn, what are they gonna do? Like, how are they gonna police that? I mean, I understand. It's just ingrained in baseball, man. Multiple pitchers go about doing things like that. Batters, hell, even the managers. It's a major part of baseball. If it would be similar to NBA players getting rid of mouthpieces, situations like that, man. You literally can't do it. And in turn, I don't know how they're going to police it other than just not worrying about it, man. Hey, they literally can't. It's just something they can't do, man. I think it's stupid. And with tobacco, especially with sunflower seeds, I understand you are 100% in droplet precautions if you are spitting out sunflower seeds or spitting out chewing tobacco, smokeless tobacco. But in turn, they can't police that, man, and nobody's gonna follow those orders.
I don't know.
All right, let's move on to college football. Coach Brown's team, the Georgia Bulldogs, in January got a quarterback transfer by the name of Jamie Newman from Wake Forest. He's be eligible immediately because he's a graduate transfer from Wake Forest. But it didn't stop there. They've added another quarterback. Weezy, your hitting team, JT Daniels from USC, is going to be a Georgia Bulldog. Now, he missed all but one game in 2019 because of a knee injury. So he will have to obtain a waiver if he wants to play immediately, which I doubt he will unless they pass that rule. But while he was there, he threw for 2,800 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions while completing 60.7% of his passes in 12 starts over 2 years. Now, the depth chart is a little crowded at Georgia. You have Jamie Newman, you have JT Daniels, but then you have three other quarterbacks who are on scholarship. You have a senior Stetson Bennett, redshirt freshman Dwayne Mathis, freshman quarterback Carson Beck, and they also got a commitment from Brock Vandergriff, who's the number 5 pocket passer and a number 35th player overall in the 2020 ESPN 300. How are they going to manage all these quarterbacks at the University of Georgia? And who do you see being the starter day one whenever we resume college football?
It's a cluster in Georgia. I think Steve Spurrier, we talked about this before, said if you got more than one quarterback, you don't have one quarterback. I like Brock Vandergriff. I like his name, number one. That's probably the best quarterback name in the bunch. So I'm going with him. That's what I'm right. That's going to be the starting quarterback just because of his name right there.
Daniels, man, was the other 5-star quarterback in 2018. Free class to get into Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields class, 2018. So he was a 17-year-old playing, at USC. The thing is, if he was in the 2019 class, he would probably be the number one quarterback. Goes to USC, gets hurt. He made a bad decision reclassifying. I get that. But in turn, him going to Georgia is a sign that Georgia is 100% joining the tide because they lost not Trevor Lawrence. Well, they lost Trevor Lawrence in state to go to Clemson. Then they lost my guy, Justin Fields, because they with Jake Fromm instead of him. And look where they got them. So, hell yeah, they're going to double down. The starting quarterback will be Jamie Newman because I don't think Daniels will get the clearance from the NCAA to play in 2020. So you got a quarterback there with 1 year with Newman, and then you start things over with Daniels, and then the future quarterback is Jeff's guy. So, but yeah, getting burned, man, with Eason, Fields, you can't beat them, join them.
And one thing with Georgia looks like they can handle this situation because they always do. They've had Jeff Fromm and Jay's quarterback at Ohio State right now. So they're used to a cluster of quarterbacks. They handle the situation good. But JT Daniels is the best quarterback on that roster right now. I'm trying to tell you. 5-star player. He's the best quarterback on that roster.
It's funny they got 2 quarterbacks on the roster from the show QB1 from Netflix because Newman was on that show, and you have Jake Fromm was on it, so they don't have him there. But it's like they keep getting quarterbacks from that show, which is supposed to be some of the top quarterbacks in high school at the time when they record the show. But Brock Jeff, he's not going to be there this year. He has another year left. He'll be in high school. But I could see him coming in and being a starter after JT Daniels is gone, because JT Daniels is going to have 3 years left, I believe. So he'll play that year, which would be Brock's freshman year, and they'll probably redshirt him. So then JT Daniels will have 2 the year after that, and Brock will still have 4. So I see JT being the quarterback of the future, and then Brock will step right in and take over.
I agree with that. I was just being funny, but yeah, I agree with that. JT Daniels is like Weezy said, class of that bunch to me. And then you bring in Brock after that with the highlights that he has. Yeah, they should be fine. But with the way their quarterback situation is going prior to this, you never know what they're gonna do in Georgia. That's the thing.
Hey Jay, it don't matter anyway because Florida Gators gonna win that SEC.
Oh, you better know it. We got the East, big dog. That's done. But the thing is, the transfer quarterback is the thing, man. You got to have a transfer quarterback. Look at Kyler Murray. Look at Joe Burrow, man. Back-to-back transfer QBs will resort in some type of winning situation. Kirby Smart is realizing that in the worst way, man. He's stuck with his guy, which was Jake Fromm. It ultimately got him, a situation where – because they were supposed to be at least in the college football finals, at least in the playoffs, dog. At least, at the very least. Jake Fromm wasn't the quarterback to do that. The quarterback that did that was the quarterback you let walk out of the door in Justin Fields, who will be the number 1 pick in the 2021 NFL draft.
Ooh, over Trevor Lawrence, huh?
100%. Yeah, look at the numbers, coach. Look at the numbers.
Does any of that have to do with Lamar Jackson?
Nah, because Trevor Lawrence got more rushing TDs than Justin Fields do. Nah, he's just a better passer.
But
always has been.
Yeah, but who's the better runner?
Who's a better runner?
Yeah.
It's pretty close, bro. No, Trevor Lawrence runs the ball way more than Justin Fields does.
Yeah, he does. But if I had to pick, I would still say Justin Fields is the better runner.
I think Justin Fields is a better passer, better athlete. He's just a better athlete. Yeah, no, for sure. Just that kid's special, man. He had 43 touchdowns, 1 pick, y'all, until the goddamn finals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Trevor Lawrence beat Tua.
Here we go. Let's move on, y'all. Let's move on.
Trevor Lawrence beat Tua. No, Clemson beat Tua. The hell are you talking about? That team. What don't you get started? SEC. What we doing?
Here we go.
See the SEC though.
Here we go.
It's still the ACC though. If you want to do that.
ACC, yeah. Hold on now.
What happened last year?
What you do last year? ACC won that championship.
No. I'm talking about y'all. Because ACC was the worst Power 5 conference in all of college football.
It happens.
The SEC ain't never been the worst conference in college football.
They never let y'all be the worst.
Ever. No, because we literally
it's been years where y'all were not the best. They try to tell y'all
they gash y'all up like y'all something like
LSU's, Alabama's, Florida's, Georgia, Alabama, Florida,
LSU, Alabama.
LSU won their first national championship, Jeff, since the early 2000s last year.
I'm talking about last year, Jeff. I don't talk about it. It's last year. LSU, Alabama.
Let's move on.
Georgia was good. You just said Georgia could play national championship.
I didn't say that.
Lost one.
Georgia was good
last year.
Georgia was good last year.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that was good, but they weren't that vaunted SEC. Is what I'm saying. They just were Georgia. They just were a good team.
Jeff, they lost 2 games. Jeff.
That's fine.
Y'all gonna be in trouble this shit. Y'all gonna be in trouble this shit because Tennessee gonna be good.
Tennessee's gonna be good in 2 years.
Tennessee gonna be good this year.
Guarantee we beat the hell out of them again.
Well, that's not considering them not being good.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They'll still lose 5 games.
If they lose 5 games, they're not good.
Not good. 5 games is not good.
Yeah,
who's not going to be good is LSU. LSU's going to lose maybe 7 games. They're going to be sorry.
I bet you that.
Nah, I ain't gonna do it. But I'm telling you, they're not gonna be good. And that is another show, man. Show number 319, volume 3.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited about this, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate everybody listening. YouTube.com/fullsportpress. Don't forget to subscribe. Doing that giveaway soon. Stay tuned.
Get
Everybody,
that thumbs up.
still,
I got my friend shirt on for a reason, man. We just together we stand, divided we fall, man. It's not a coincidence. Got my black friend shirt on.
The black friends, all black friends. Stay in the house still. Pandemic still going on. Be safe. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to tell my people, but sure.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands. That's your
What y'all think about?
Wash your hands.
What y'all think about
Here we go.
Disney World opening back up June the 11th?
Ain't no way.
Cool. That's cool.
No.
It's cool.
Ain't no way.
I'm saying there's no reason for you to go, but it's cool.
Oh, okay.
People get jobs. Yeah.
I just think that I think that's how to open up the sports world. If they can open back up June the 11th, got to be sports played, man. If it's gonna be flying, riding Space Mountain, let's get some basketball on the court, man.
They're gonna be in line every week. They're gonna be in line.
They're gonna be in line. Yeah.
100%, man.
It's gonna be two people next to each other in Disney World in the teacup. They're gonna be doing it right next to in that teacup.
All right, man. Now tweet us with the questions throughout the week in Full Sport Press.
I'm just saying.
Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page. On the iTunes page, please rate and subscribe. And more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Weezy.
Everything paid for, baby. Disney World.
Not those Jordans.
Oh,
Jeff.
Go, brother.
Low fucking blow.
Like
I couldn't get him.
Get the drummer song.
Your phone breaking up. The revolution will be podcasted, man. We are out.
Out about that.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.